Good morning from Easier Habits Live. I'm Alec. Meg is feeling better today, but she actually has a video call with a new partner of hers. She's found an English teacher in Japan to partner with, someone who likes to do the marketing, and also someone who is Japanese, so not a native English speaker. This means that actually sometimes taking foreign language lessons from someone who's not a native speaker is actually great for beginners because they understand the process of learning and what it's like to learn a language from the outside. But that also means that she has some advanced clients who might want to really work on accent reduction or other things that are very advanced, for which you might want to model yourself on a fluent native English speaker. So there are partnership potentials there. They've been collaborating, doing some live streams together. Also, this partner has sent some clients toward to Meg, who are like maybe more advanced or have gone on beyond their services, and then Meg can, for referrals, for instance, return a portion of that money. And so it's a win-win arrangement, right? Meg is able to offer some services that this other English teacher is not offering, and that English teacher has somewhere to help their students continue to advance and also gets another stream of income. So that is a great example of a partnership where they can both collaborate to attract more people, and they have a complementary skill set in what they teach and how they teach English. So they teach different aspects of it. And so they can refer work to each other. So I thought I would talk a little bit about partnerships. Now for Meg, this partnership has come somewhat organically. Someone in her network that she's talked to occasionally and collaborated with from time to time. I think some of this particular partnership actually came from a conversation when we were talking about marketing and how frustrating it is for Meg, and Meg opened up with this partner about how frustrating it can be, and sometimes vulnerability is a great way to bring people in, and it's her new partner started brainstorming with her ways that they could help each other. So that is still somewhat a more organic process, but I wanted to talk about how you could more deliberately try and find partnerships. So one of the most helpful things in this area actually is a question. I came up with a market research questionnaire, and one of the questions I ask are, what is your customers' need, right? When and where specifically do they have that need, which is helpful. But then once you know and have thought through specifically where their need is, what kind of services do they need around that? So, for example, I am a technical consultant, often a technical agile or management consultant. So when do people have that need? Well, they have it most often when they are a small company that's growing. So it does mean they have some money, they are growing, they're very busy, they're also very concerned about maintaining a certain caliber of speed, agileness, making sure they maintain a group of people with the right culture, etc. So they have some of those concerns. So what are the other problems they're running into around that? Well, if they're worried about hiring, I don't actually go out and find people for them to hire. That's a different service. So they need recruiters. So recruiters might be a great place for me to find partners. Depending on the stage of growth, they might be looking for initial stages of investment. So forming partnerships with investment funds might actually be a really great way to identify new partners, because they're gonna have people that need help with growth, and they will be there, on board meetings and whatnot to help with growth. But if I could convince them that I can be there on a regular basis to help support and I could show them that I can get results, then they would happily probably refer me to some of their companies that need help with growing technical departments in a way that overlaps with my expertise, right? So, dissecting that once again is just you think about very specifically where your target audience is, what they're doing, and think about, in that same day or that same week, what are the other problems they're running into and what other services they're using. So to do another example, right, if you are a gym or have some kind of health product, it's someone working out, what are they doing? They might be looking up different types of workouts on YouTube, right? And so you might partner with people who have or sponsor people who have health channels on YouTube or health bloggers. They might be thinking about their diet at the same time that they're thinking their exercise. Depending on who your target audience is, right? They might have specific health conditions. I don't know if you partner with doctors or whatnot, but again, there are bloggers who specialize in people who have particular challenges, right? So depending on that, if your target audience is more interested in getting in shape to look good in fashion, right? There might be some kind of partnership you could do with someone who reviews clothes or designs clothes or etc. So there's all sorts of different angles, right? And so even if your niche is getting in shape and exercise, right? What is there around there? There's a lot of potential services depending on your niche around there. There's health, there's fashion, there's eating, etc. And those are places where you might be able to offer overlapping services where you can partner with someone and you're not competing with them. So if you identify potential areas of partnership, how should you go about getting that partnership? Well, there's a few different ways. One way I've heard, which is interesting, and this was particularly for people who are trying to reach out to entrepreneurs, right? If entrepreneurs, for example, if you're looking at early stage, like very early stage entrepreneurs, they'll need an accountant, they'll need a website, they'll need legal advice, they'll need all of these sorts of services, so that you're kind of like a business coach, etc. Then you could, when you're actually hiring an accountant yourself, one, you could establish that connection by paying for them, and then and paying for their services. But then you can also ask them about their other clients and their other clients' needs, right? And then regardless of whether you reach out to someone directly or you employ their services, right? I think the next step, the next key there is offering something. Give them something they can offer their clients for free or at reduced costs, such that it's a huge benefit. So for example, right, if I'm serving businesses who need an accountant and I help them with some, marketing planning or something like that, or financial modeling and strategic advice on where to spend effort to grow their company, that would be an example of something that like an accountant isn't going to give you. They'll give you advice about, how to document your money and how to best categorize it and use it and when to spend it and how for the best tax benefit. But they're not really going to focus on, the strategy of growing your business and where you should be putting your marketing money, for example, where you should be investing in that. And so that kind of financial modeling is a slightly different skill set. And so one of the things you could offer an accountant is say, hey, I have a free course, a free introductory consultation. I have this free online tool for financially planning, for discovering, strategically where you're going to get the most bang for your buck in terms of marketing investment. Or, and you have something clearer than that, right? A very clear one pitch, one sentence pitch. And in that case, what you've given the accountant then is something they can offer that's valuable to their customers, that will help their customers coming back to them, right? Like if I have an accountant who can help me not only with accounting, but helps me grow my business, so not only like minimizing tax liability, but actually helping me bring in new customers and grow my income. Wow, like that's an advantage that I'm going to have over a lot of other accountants, right? That's going to provide a lot of value for the customers. And so that's the incentive of your partner to share it. They have something for free or low cost that of great value to their customers. So it gives the partner a way to add value of their offering without actually having to do anything different in their business, right? Since you're providing the service and often for free or low cost. So that's one way of structuring it. Another way of structuring it is just referral, right? And so you can offer a service and say, hey, if any of your clients are interested in this, then send them to me and you can get a percentage of a percentage of the purchase of the first month membership or whatever. You can structure that in a number of different ways just to make sure it's enough money to be worth it or valuable to the partner, and then you offer them another income stream. So it's kind of neutral in terms of the value of their own offering, right? Because you're offering a paid service, but your partner will be incentivized to do it because you're offering them basically for their advertising, you're offering them another income stream. So those are two ways to approach partnerships. One is with a free offering that adds value complementary to their service. Another is referral fees, so that you're giving them another income stream. And so once you know what you're offering them, then you can make your approach, whether that's like I mentioned before, maybe if this is something you're in the market for yourself, you can buy directly from them. Like everyone that you're, and this is great, if you are kind of in your target demographic, everyone that you're buying services from, see if there's a partnership there, right? Because if you're in your target demographic and you need that service, then you might as well start with the people you already have a relationship with. And so and say, hey, I have this free offer, or hey, do you ever refer clients? If so, I'd love to give you X percent, right? And from there you can also branch out into people you're not already talking to. So you could reach out on LinkedIn and say, hey, again, just lead with a value to them. So, hey, I see that you are a highly rated accountant, website developer, blogger, whatever, right? So you might open that letter with like, hey, appreciation of your value, which always makes people feel good, right? I see that you're good at X. I loved your video on this, etc. But, not too much. Get quickly to the point and say, hey, I have a free or 80% off or whatever, however you want to structure that value offer for your clients. You can offer them this, project for free or a dramatically, a special discount for your audience, and, they'll get value, additional value out of that. Could we talk about this opportunity? So, talk about how you can help their clients, and maybe make that a little bit concrete. Maybe you don't focus on the time off, on the money off or the free, or you could drop that in there, but like maybe what you focus on is the results you can get their clients. Like, hey, I see, let's go back to like the fitness blogger thing. Like, hey, I see you have I see you have these great workouts. I can help with, if you're selling, for instance, exercise equipment, I can help your audience get I don't know, ginormous biceps, 6-packs, abs, fit into that skinny little dress, whatever it is, right? With this machine, and then make your ask, like, would you be willing to try it out, try an exercise out, and see if it's a good fit for your audience? Maybe that's it. If it is, I can offer, we can offer, I don't know, in this case, maybe a free demonstration wouldn't be part of it, but like I could offer your audience a special discount that they're going to get from that. And if you're probably doing like a special discount in this case, you're essentially wanting to advertise them with them. You might sponsor, and it's not a pure partnership. It becomes a business relationship. But in the accountant case, maybe we look at that, right? I'm working with small businesses, and I coach them on strategy, on like marketing strategy or whatever. So I talk to the accountant, and I might say, hey, I see you have a lot of great reviews on Google or something like that. I can and that you work with this type of business. I work with that type of business in terms of financial modeling and where to spend money to grow the most. And so I'd like to offer your clients a free consultation to help them figure out how to grow and grow financially. And you could close that up, clinch that with something like, by keeping your clients, successful and growing, then, you can increase the lifetime value of your customer. You increase the chance of them coming back or whatnot. You can kind of make the pitch of how I can help them and how that helps the accountant, right? And in this case, you are offering a free thing. It's more of a partnership. And again, depending on how they ask, like you might find that it is worth it to pay someone or sponsor someone or do revenue share or affiliate, lots of different options. But that's the basic outline, right? Appreciate the person, why you're coming to them and why you trust them, why you're interested in them. And then, what value you can give to their clients and their personal business, right? And then just ask for a meeting to talk about more. Could I talk with you more about this sometime? So that's the pitch for a partnership. If you have a difficult time marketing, or if you're in a business, coaching is quite a bit like this, where referrals are a lot more powerful than ad spends, especially if it's like a big ticket item, that is a great way to build your business, right? Go to somebody else who has, relatively big ticket items, and then get referrals for them because they have clients who are already investing money in their business and who can give them a strong referral, especially if there's a low risk offer where it's free or dramatically discounted. Then that really puts you in a sweet spot of you find people in your target audience because they're people who are spending money on services, which is great. And that this service serves the same target audience as you. They have a referral from someone they already trust, which is typically more powerful than an ad that appears up on the screen that doesn't have any trust built in yet. And then third, there's a low risk way. There's not that disarms I'm not sure about this. I can get my trust. It requires more trust. So in that case, this is a great way to build referrals. And of course, it can also work the other way. And this is, I guess, one last thing that I should share, a tip that I shouldn't forget, right? So another thing is that you could lead with in reaching out for a partner would be offering to send referrals yourself. So in the accountant example, right? Like, hey, I have a bunch of clients who I'm helping with financial planning, but I don't offer tax advice. Can I refer people to you? Right? You could even lead with that. You could structure this, hey, you seem to be, a well-reviewed accountant who, serves clients like my business and other businesses. I don't offer tax advice. I would like to get to know you and maybe talk about referrals. And so there you offer to even refer them first. And then later, right, if you segue, great, do your clients ever, don't ask for, don't say like, hey, I'll refer people to you. Can you refer people to me? Maybe that works for you. Maybe it doesn't. It's a very direct approach. But you could also just bridge that gap by saying, hey, do your clients ever struggle with, in this case, financial modeling and where to invest their money to grow their business, right? Oh, they do. Is that something they're working on? Is there a client you can think of that would have this? Well, would they benefit from a free consultation? And then it's like, hey, I'd love to offer you a free consultation. That can be a value add for your services. And I'll refer people to you for taxes if you're willing to refer people to me for financial modeling. So and marketing strategy. So there you go. There's some ideas. This is probably one of the number one underutilized strategies, like marketing and client strategies for small business, solopreneurs, etc. I think a few people who are really good natural networkers tend to create these organically without thinking of that. But if you don't fall into that category, here's the way to structure it. So just a brief recap, right? Think of when people are using your services and what other services or products they're using that day or that week around that. And that will give you an idea of where are good potential partnerships, or like what were people doing just before they have your problem, or what are they doing after they have your problem, etc. So once you've identified those services, you can identify like a free or low risk offer, or alternatively, you can identify how your normal offer fits in with that service and just offer, a referral fee or revenue share or whatnot. So you have a specific offer, then go to someone who is well reviewed, right? Someone who you want to do business with, and then you can talk to them about one, why you're interested in them, what they're good at and how that fits in, what you have to offer their business, which can be referrals. You can offer referrals, as well as it can be the value add of your services to theirs, and specifically what's in it for their business. Is this going to help their clients be successful so that they'll have longer lifetime value of their clients? Is it a referral fee so they get a new income stream, etc.? And start often if you're in your own niche, then go ahead and start with the services you're already consuming, people you already have a relationship, and work out from there. And you can either do working out from there, like direct outreach, search for other people on LinkedIn or Google and whatnot who are highly reviewed, or you can even ask for your current partners for other referrals for partners. Like, hey, do you know anyone else who would benefit from like this partnership? Do you know any other, do you know any other services who or other people who'd benefit from this, etc. So you can be always asking referrals for clients, referrals for partners. That's kind of a last point, I guess, as I've been diving into partnerships and what that means. So always maybe think about not only when you're asking, like, do you know anyone who could benefit from these services? Ask, do you know anyone else who works with these people, and maybe we can collaborate, right? You can ask for those referrals as well. So this has been a lot of information on partnerships. I hope it is sparking some ideas in your own head. Go ahead, and if this has been helpful, like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you have tried this out and you have any tips for us. Also, I welcome your questions. Would love to hear from you about your attempts to find and foster partnerships. So until next time, make big changes, one small habit at a time.